you gave us a valuable tip in the chapter on embracing the financial mastery. Explain.
You know, really the tip, and I alluded to it earlier in the interview, is you need to have net incomes in most industries over 10%. And as far as I can tell, they don't teach this at MBA programs or business schools. They teach you how to analyze financials, but you know, the amount of financial return that's necessary to really reinvest in the business, to reinvest in people, to reinvest and build equity, it's a really fascinating dynamic when that happens. So you got to realize, you know, as soon as you make profit, the government in aggregate's taking about 40% of that. So you need to make a lot of profit to be able to really have a healthy business. So the tip is to be over 10%. Now, one of the things that we do in the businesses I work with is we make a simple income statement. And what's in that simple income statement is, you know, here are the revenues, here's cost of goods sold, here's the gross profit. So everybody knows that. Now, here one little trick we do is we put all the salaries right below gross profit. And you can imagine when most people in the room, whether it's a monthly, quarterly, or annual basis, they see the aggregate salaries of everybody in the business. First thing they say is, wow. And then they're usually looking around saying, are there any B's and C players on this team? Because the number is enormous to most people. It's the biggest fixed expense is salaried headcount. And you know, when you hear about layoffs on that's why I'm so adamant that people understand financials. Because when I joined Ford Motor Company, no sooner had they hired me, they were laying people off. I was sitting there going, wow, this is really weird. How are they bringing me on new, yet we just laid off a bunch of people? Well, it's because of salaried headcount being the largest fixed expense. So you've got to look at people productivity vis-a-vis your revenue and your gross profit. Then you have all your other expenses, which, by the way, look, for the most part, tend to look very small versus your salaried expense. And then you have net income. And I think that's fundamental to being an A player. An A player understands the return on investment the company is getting from their services. And I think that's something just people need to look at. You know, whatever your salary is, you should be able to trace back what revenue, what cost of goods sold, what gross profit am I producing for my efforts. And if you know that, and if that's a positive and growing number, you're going to be fine. You have job security. Because, you know, no company is going to lay off somebody who's productive and driving the bottom line. And I think just people need to understand this.